Money is not magic. Money is motion. It moves through people, through teams, and through the small systems we build or neglect. When that motion is clear, stress drops. When it is muddy, even smart, hard-working people feel poor. This book is a calm guide to money in motion. It is written for anyone who wants to start something small, keep it alive, and grow it without gambling the future. You might be a student with a quick idea. You might be an employee who wants a steady side business. You might be a local owner who needs a simpler way to think. You do not need hype. You need a money engine that breathes on its own. The engine is simple. Earn. Keep. Multiply. You earn when you make a promise and keep it. You keep when cash is handled with care and leaks are closed. You multiply when the surplus is placed where it can grow slowly and safely. These three pipes sit at the center of the book. Everything else serves them. You do not need perfect timing. You do not need investors. You need a notebook, a weekly habit, and a willingness to try small things. The method is direct. Read a section. Open your notes. Fill a brief worksheet in your own words. Ship one tiny change this week. Repeat next week. Over time, these small motions add up to a quiet confidence that does not depend on luck. A brief promise about style. There is no heavy jargon. There are no complicated formulas. There is plain language, short sentences, and clear examples. There are 3 running case stories you can picture in your mind. The first is a local service that turns a phone photo into a canvas in 3 minutes. The second is a small agency that builds a one-page website in 72 hours. The third is a lightweight software tool that lets tiny clinics accept online bookings for a simple monthly fee. The details change, yet the engine stays the same. A brief promise about safety. Educational content only. This is not financial, legal, or tax advice. Use local professionals when the stakes are high. Keep things simple when the stakes are low. You will find that most good moves are boring. Boring is repeatable. Repeatable is powerful. If this work serves you, subscribe to the channel so you never miss the long, deep episodes that follow. If a single sentence helps you think clearly today, press like when you listen to the audio. That small act helps the algorithm share a calm map with someone who needs it. Now let us build the foundation. Let us make the money engine visible, simple, and real. Chapter 1. The Money Engine. A business is a set of promises. There is a promise to the customer. We will solve this problem, and we will do it at this price and by this date. There is a promise to the team. We will pay you on time, and we will give you tools that work. There is a promise to your future self. We will not trade tomorrow's safety for today's rush. Cash is how we honor those promises. Profit is the record of how well we did. Time to cash is the speed at which the fuel returns after we spend it. The best way to make these ideas real is to hold them on a single page. Think of it as a cockpit display. No clutter. No noise. Only what matters when you are flying the craft. I call this page the Money Engine Canvas. You can write it in your Notes app. You can print it and tape it to the wall. You will glance at it each week and change it when the facts change. At the top of the page is your offer and your price. Clarity here makes every other step easier. Say the promise in one line. We help this kind of person get that kind of result in this amount of time, without that usual pain, for this price. The sentence is simple. It is also a test. If you cannot say it in one breath, you are not ready to sell it. If your price feels vague, you will find yourself apologizing as you speak. State the price with a calm voice. The price is the cost of keeping the promise with care. Under the offer is the cash path. Picture the steps from order to money in the bank. The customer clicks buy or signs a proposal. You invoice or you collect by checkout link. The payment clears. You pay suppliers. You pay yourself. Write the number of days between each step. Do not guess. Time one real sale. If the cycle is long, you will feel short of air even if orders look strong. The fix is not always more sales. The fix may be less delay. Next is the cost map. Some costs rise when sales rise. These are variable costs, materials, payment fees, shipping, contractor hours tied to one job. Other costs stay the same even when sales are zero. These are fixed costs: rent, software, salaries, insurance. Know the gross profit on a single unit. Take the price. Subtract the variable costs for that unit. That is gross profit. Divide by the price to see the margin in percent. Then know your monthly nut. That is the fixed number you must cover before any profit appears. Now we arrive at leaks and friction. Leaks are small, steady losses that you stop seeing because they do not shout. A free trial that became a forever subscription. A paid tool you do not use. A manual invoice that goes out a week late, which causes a late payment, which causes a late fee you now pay to someone else. A discount you offered to win one customer that quietly became your new standard for everyone. The cure is not heroic. It is a weekly habit. Name one leak. Close one leak. Next week, another. To the right of leaks sits safety and runway. Runway is the number of months you can meet promises if sales pause. There is a personal runway, how long your household can keep the lights on. There is a business runway, how long your company can pay its base costs. Pick minimum balances that let your nervous system relax. Automate small transfers that rebuild those balances after a dip. You do not need a perfect cushion to begin. You need a clear target and a way to inch toward it. Below safety is the box called Keep and Multiply. This is where you decide what happens to the surplus. If $1 of revenue becomes a few cents of true surplus after costs and taxes, where does it go? You might choose to split it in 3. Half to owner pay. A quarter to an operations reserve. A quarter to a simple investment account with low fees. You do not wait for a big number. You build the habit now. The habit will protect you later, when choices feel blurry. 2 final boxes anchor the page. 1 is a tiny experiment. Each week you pick a single move that will help you earn, keep, or multiply. You write 1 sentence. You assign a date. You act. The last is a scoreboard. 5 numbers only. New orders this week. Cash collected. Cash paid out. Net change in cash. Average time from order to cash. If the 5th number drops over time, your life gets easier. You are buying back air. The canvas is not art. It is a window. You glance at it. You make 1 clear decision. You return to work. You do this once a week. You do not hold a 4-hour meeting. You do not create a deck. Your goal is not performance. Your goal is oxygen. Let us see the engine in motion. Imagine a small stand in a tourist street. The sign says, canvas in 3 minutes. Any phone photo. 3 sizes. $19, $29, $39. The promise is clear. The price is calm. The cash path is short. Customers pay first by a small card reader or a simple QR code. Materials arrive once a week. The owner stocks only what will sell in the next few days. There is a tiny investment account that takes 10% of each day's gross. The rest pays the person at the stand and covers space and ink. The leaks are simple to see. An unused software subscription. A box of canvas sizes that sell slowly. A paper receipt that gets lost. Each week the owner closes 1 leak. Each week the time from photo to payment remains 3 minutes. This is a breathing engine. Now picture a small agency that builds a 1-page website in 72 hours. The promise is speed and clarity. The price is $399 for a base site, and $599 with copywriting. The cash path begins with a deposit. Half now, half on delivery. That deposit covers the contractors who help. The work finishes on time. The final invoice is automated and sent as soon as the site goes live. The owner does not chase payments with awkward emails because the system, not mood, runs the steps. The surplus funds a library of templates that make the next project faster. The leaks are handled the same way. 1 per week. The engine breathes. Finally, picture a small software tool for tiny clinics. The promise is easy booking. The price is $29 per month. There is a short free trial, no setup fee, and an annual plan that gives 2 months free for upfront payment. Cash arrives each month by auto charge. The owner watches one number closely. Churn. If too many clinics cancel, the engine stalls. To lower churn, the owner records short support videos and writes clear help pages. Fewer questions arrive. More clinics stay. The engine breathes. All 3 stories share a pattern. The promise is short. The price is simple. The cash path is known. The leaks are closed in small steps. The runway is cared for. The surplus has a job. And every week there is a tiny experiment that nudges the system forward. There is one piece we must place under a bright light. Cash versus profit versus time to cash. Profit is the difference between revenue and cost on paper. Cash is money that has arrived. Time to cash is the distance in days between work delivered and money collected. A business can show profit and still run out of cash. It happens when promises are recorded, but cash is slow. The cure is to shorten the distance. You do this by taking deposits. You do it by using instant checkout where you can. You do it by sending invoices the same day, not next week. You do it by offering a small discount only for people who pay upfront in full. You do it by writing late fee terms and sending gentle reminders on a schedule. You do not need 100 tactics. You need 1 or 2, applied patiently. The last habit in this chapter is a 10-minute weekly review. Pick the same time each week. Sit in a quiet place. Open your bank app. Look at the canvas. Write today's cash in, cash out, and net change. Check what is due to you and what is overdue. Send the follow-ups now if they are short. Note your time to cash this week and the single blocker that slowed it. Kill one leak or create one small automation. Choose one tiny experiment for the next 7 days. Assign it to yourself by name, even if you are the only person here. End the review with one sentence. If we do only this next week, money will move more cleanly. Close the notebook. Return to work. People often ask for perfect metrics. They do not need them yet. They need a few clear numbers they can keep in their head. Gross margin on 1 unit. Time to cash in days. Net change in cash this week. Refund rate. New customers and how many returned. These 5 or 6 lines keep you honest. They also keep you calm. You do not need to memorize them. You will write them each week. The act of writing is the act of thinking. Before we close, consider a short story about delay. A designer finishes a $1,000 project on Monday. She sends the invoice on Friday. The client pays 21 days later. A supplier wants money in 7 days. The designer feels broke even though she is busy. The reason is not a lack of customers. The reason is time to cash. She solves this with a deposit up front, a standard payment link on delivery, and a daily habit of sending invoices before she logs off. Nothing flashy changes. Air returns. At the end of this chapter, take one simple step. Write your one-line promise and price. Map the cash path on one small sale. Count the days between each step. Name one leak that has been hiding in plain sight and fix it within 48 hours. Pick one tiny experiment and give it a date. Place a short weekly review on your calendar. The engine will not roar on day 1. It will hum. A steady hum is enough. You can build a great life on that sound. In the next chapter we will design Runway. We will decide how many months of safety let you test ideas without panic. We will set minimum balances that keep your nervous system quiet. We will write a brief shock plan for a 3-month drought and a 6-month drought. When your floor feels safe, your hands are steady. Steady hands build better engines.